So decent bounce for BTC yesterday of 64K. Is the bottom in? Well, this remains to be seen. We're going to see if we're going to get a bullish pullback now, which we're going to deal with shortly because I think we're nearly there. Then today, there's a lot of news about ETH again. The ETH bros are back. Is that the bottom of the ETH move? This is a big one we're looking at today. We've seen strength with Lido. We've seen strength with ENS and a couple of other ETH-related tokens. We're going to deal with this DJT meme coin that came out as well. And there was a gummy burn today that I'm going to take you guys through. So amazing stuff happening here. Lots to talk about. Let's get right into this. Remember, as always, if you are enjoying the content, hit the like button now and hit the subscribe button. Let's keep Uncle Ray in the back there happy and smiling today because Banter Bubbles is smiling for us. I can get used to this, I must say. Nice to have a little bit of green. And look at the notable performers again. Lido, 12% up. That's an ETH play. Pendle, ETH play, 15% up. 𝗚𝗦𝗬𝗘, ETH play, 9% up. And you might notice things like Fetch up 14%. Is there something happening with NVIDIA? This thing is cooking at the moment. Is there an AI narrative about to come back now? Was that the bottom of the move? So we're going to see, we're going to take a look at a lot of these things. And a notable one for you guys again is PIPI. Now, it's down a little bit here. It's showing 7%, but this was one of the big performers and one of the massive ETH catch-up plays that we like to chase when there is weakness and when there is a bounce. So we're going to tackle PIPI today for you guys as well. Let's see what these guys have planned for us. What are they doing? And what is my plan right now? So we caught the bottom of this move yesterday, this little BTC bounce. I'm going to show you my current trade in Prime XBT in a sec. But now the big question remains, if this is a bullish bounce and things are going to remain bullish, we need to hit one or two of our bullish pullback regions. And the most notable one is generally the 618. So I'm watching this region closely right now for BTC. I'm looking for a bounce here at 64,700. This region here, 64,700, a little kiss in this region and a nice little bounce. That's going to keep me pretty bullish on things at the moment. We're going to tie it in with corresponding altcoins. If we lose the 618 on BTC, but these alts are holding their corresponding 618s like Sol, for example, then we could be in for a nice little bounce there as well on some of the alts. But most importantly here for me, 64,600, 64,700, that's the level I'm watching right now for BTC. If we lose that, most likely just a test of these lows, that is where we can potentially do some scalping as well. And if they want to send us deeper and darker, now remember, today the US market is closed. So there's lots of room for fun and games and things like that, but they could come easily here for us. And we could see 63,400, 63,500 quite easily today in a quick, sharp little move. So make sure you are prepared for that. And I have an interim order set down here at the 63,200 level in case they want to just drop us in here and maybe we can get a little scalp buy in. So that is my current plan on the downside. And what am I doing? If things start turning bullish, we just need to watch the major horizontals ahead of us. So nothing too bullish here at the moment. 65,800, that's a number that I've got my eyes on. It's horizontal and it's the trend region. And then a little bit higher up, obviously, the 50-day MA 66,200 and the 100-day MA 66,600. So that is the current plan. This is what I'm looking for in the next, say, 24 hours. Any of these levels, these are reaction zones for me. These are areas that I'm going to be watching very closely. This is the current situation. I grabbed that BTC long there off that little fake out yesterday. This is Prime XBT that I'm trading on. Yesterday, you saw my S&P long. That is still going at the moment. Remember, on Prime XBT, you can do crypto and you can do the S&P. You can do oil, gold, Forex, those type of things. And right now, I just grabbed that little fake out yesterday on BTC. So what was I looking for? You could see we had nice little support in this region. They gave us a little fake out. That was a little trigger to look for a potential buy there. And we snagged that one. So right now, I've left this one in play. You can see my stop is very tight here at the moment. It's just under my entry. So I'm just going to leave it there just like that for now. And during the show, obviously, if they come down and ping me out there, then we'll deal with that one later. But right now, an add position, potentially, we can look to add 618 bounce here. Maybe we're going to get a little move in that region. So currently, I'm waiting for that. Let's see if this is going to play out. There is a link in the description for Prime XBT if you guys want to give that one a go. Right now, what is happening in the news? And I found this one pretty interesting. The German government reportedly dumping its Bitcoin holdings, just moved $424 million worth of BTC. Now, Olaf Scholz is the prime minister or something of Germany. Somebody needs to call him and just tell him he needs a session in front of this man's eyes. He needs to understand what is going on here? This man is staring at his eyes. This man is taking the Germans' Bitcoin. He's taking it. He's receiving it with joy. And he's happily taking all these sellers here. And, you know, for me personally, it sounds like a bad move to me to be dropping that off. But just remember, if ever you feel like selling your BTC, just zoom in on this picture, lock eyes with this man, do some staring, do some deep looks into this man's eyes, and understand that he's taking your BTC with pleasure and with absolute courtesy. So don't make the same mistake that the Germans are making now and dumping all their BTC. Now, what is the big news? I mean, maybe some of you guys have seen this one already. And Ray, I don't know if you witnessed this earlier on Run Show, but I absolutely loved what was going down here with Run and Sheldon. He was doing a special ceremony here for GUMMY, and he's actually burnt all the remaining GUMMY supply for you guys. And I thought, for those of you that have missed his show, this is something you actually need to watch right now. So I'm going to share the screen quickly. Ray, you're going to have to let me know if you can hear this, if you can hear the sound on this guy. Let me just give me 1 sec here. Let's just pull this one up. Here it is. Sorry. Forgive me. There it is. Okay, Ray, let's just confirm that you got the sound on this one.
Complaining about the GUMMY chart. You guys are telling me that you want fuck Ron to take some pointers from Andrew fucking Tate. That's exactly what I'm fucking doing today. If you guys are complaining about the GUMMY chart, I did a poll, and in the poll, you said fucking burn it all. Now, my brother and I, me and my brother, we don't care about money. We don't care about $10 million. We don't care. We don't care about it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you 10 million fucking dollars. Let me show you 10 million fucking dollars.
Did you see this, bro?
I did.
My
it's
brother,
hysterical.
We're so fucking rich. We've got so many hoes with cameras in their house that we don't care about fucking $11,975,000. Bring me another $100 bill. We don't care about the fucking money.
Look at this hot chick here. Look at this.
Exactly. We don't fucking care. We're gonna burn every single fucking token. Right here, fucking live. We're gonna burn every single fucking token.
Let's watch the show here. Let's watch.
12 million fucking dollars of GUMMY tokens. What we did, we took every fucking token since the beginning. We reconciled all the fucking tokens, even the fucking tokens in the sniped wallet that we sniped to protect the fucking community.
Full Andrew Tate vibes here.
All the stuff that we've committed to, all the airdrops that we've committed to, the Blowfin airdrop.
Is this going to go viral?
Fucking users mining the fucking airdrops, and the rest of the fucking tokens, I'm going to burn right here fucking live in front of your face with me and my brother. Me and my brother, we don't give a fuck about the money. Yeah, baby. Come on. We don't give it. We don't. Oh.
Sheldon's got a
burn it, burn it. That's it. Is it done?
There you go.
Burn is fucking complete. 12 million.
Burn
12 million fucking dollars.
$12 million burnt of GUMMY, just like that, just for the community, guys. It's that simple. And I mean, you got to give Run credit for that move. I mean, that was brilliant. So well done. And to all the GUMMY guys, hopefully you guys have benefited out of that play. But what a play there from Run. And look at Sheldon. I mean, he makes a sexy tranny. I mean, he's got nice blonde hair there, nice big chest, looking good there. And Run looks quite hot, bald with a beard. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of my look, you know, looking good. Okay, let's move on swiftly here. NVIDIA, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. Let's not sleep on a possible AI move here and an AI rotation. The minute these cryptos start getting a little bit more bullish again, the minute there's a bit of a sniff in the air, we know things like AI are going to start running again, and we can't ignore the current NVIDIA situation. So NVIDIA is now larger than the GDP of every country country in the world except 7. The entire crypto market combined, 5 times the market cap of Tesla, 6 times the market cap of Walmart. Read this whole tweet. This is insanity. What is going down? At some point, this NVIDIA, this AI situation filters back into the crypto world. When people want to really start throwing money around, it's going to come back to our crypto space. So just be patient here. And the AI bulls, a little bit of patience needed. NVIDIA is now just surpassed Microsoft as the world's highest value company by market cap. It's all going down here at the moment. And here is their chart. And I just wanted to show you guys how beautifully these fibs work as well. When you're trying to figure out targets, and we pulled these ones, the 1.618 and the 2.618 quite some time ago. But when you're trying to figure out targets for these stocks and for these tokens, this is all you need. And you can see we had great reactions in these areas. But right now, all systems go for NVIDIA. What is going to stop it now? I mean, it seems like anyone who's got spare money in the States that want to invest in stocks, they're just throwing it at things like NVIDIA, and this thing is going to continue to churn higher. Then we also saw here Pantera Capital raising a new $1 billion fund, $200 million earmarked for AI projects. Okay, some of that is going to filter into the crypto space. What are we talking about? Render, we're talking about Near, we're talking about those type of things. Even Arweave could be a beneficiary of things like that. So look out for those type of plays. And that is yesterday's news. We don't need yesterday's news. We need today's news. And here's our liquidation map. So this is what we were looking at yesterday. And you can see we've got a decent little balance here now between the longs and the shorts on the daily. So we have reached a little bit of equilibrium now. And interesting to see how they're going to play this today with the US markets closed at the moment. But you can see nice little clusters here down to 63K, anywhere in that region. Looks like a nice juicy zone here if they want to send you lower. And if they're going to send us higher, 67K looks like a nice little target as well, just based on this liquidation cluster. And then I just wanted to remind you guys again.
How about we balance out the likes, please? We balance out the likes.
There we go. There we go. Keep it going. The likes are bottomed out here, just like this liquidation chart and the RSI heat map. Hit those likes for us there, guys. And like I said, let's keep Uncle Ray very happy there in the back. Okay, crypto RSI heat map. We looked at this one yesterday. There were signs. We can't say there weren't signs that there was going to be some kind of bounce. And I love referring to the 12-hour. That sort of gives us a lot bigger perspective as to what could be happening. And even after yesterday's bounce, you can see that these things are still heavily bottomed out here on the 12-hour RSI. So things are definitely looking good here. Even if that was an interim bounce, maybe we're going to get a little bit lower again. We're going to deal with that. But the good news is this is heavily oversold. And once this run starts moving up, once things start pushing up again, we're going to watch this chart and we're going to start selling when we are sitting at the strong regions at the top and we're looking at these overbought regions there. I see Sue set out, says beat the like button.
Treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
You know the drill. You know the drill. You know the drill. Okay, so there we go. BTC, we are about to ping our 618. We've got a little reaction here at the moment. So let's watch this one closely. Like I said, if we're going to stay bullish, we want to see a good reaction here on the 618. So we'll pay attention to that as we trickle along. And then our dominance, this was beautiful. This is why we had a nice little altcoin bounce yesterday. The Asians, they bought it for the first time in how long? We've had these Asians selling on us for it felt like weeks on end here. And last night they came to the party. And the sad thing for me is we don't have the US market opening today to follow on with those potential buys. So we'll have to wait and see what is going to happen tomorrow. But right now we got dominance on the 12-hour, nice little rejection. And what I want to see now, if we do push a little bit higher, I want to see that next rejection for our further move down. And that is going to support our altcoins. That is potentially going to give our altcoins that bullish bounce that we are looking for on them. So right now, good rejection. So far, so good on the altcoins. And our total 3, I pulled this one up yesterday, and I just wanted to update as to where we are. We have reclaimed the 200-day MA, so things are looking good for now at the moment. And, our support, you can see, is a 570 billion. And that as I'm watching, but good news, we have reclaimed that 200-day. I would love to see something along these lines over the next couple of days. Maybe we get a nice big push out of this one. That is going to play out beautifully for us. Now, what is going on in the news? Why do I have Gary Gensler on my tile? What is this all about? Well, basically, the Ethereum has survived the SEC. Okay, the consensus says today we're happy to announce a major win for Ethereum developers, technology providers, industry participants. The enforcement division of the SEC has notified us that it is closing the investigation into ETH 2.0. This is major news for the market. This is major news for ETH, and it might explain why ETH has been performing so well of late. Maybe a couple of people knew what was happening there. And another one that we've seen happening now from 𝗦𝗘𝗓𝗕, he says, here come the spot ETH ETF S1 amendments. Okay, the first one that has flown in here is Bitwise. So now paperwork is starting to flow in. And the last time we saw paperwork flowing in was in the BTC spot ETF. When they started submitting their S1 documents, we noted that BTC had actually found a bottom of that potential move. Not potential move, they found a bottom of that move. And then things started progressing higher from when they filed those S1s. And we had a 21% move on BTC from the date that they started filing these S1s. Is this now going to transfer into ETH? Are we going to get a similar move out of ETH? Are we going to get a 15 or 20% move on ETH now leading into the 2nd of July where this ETF is going to go live? Then we had Dupes today. And it looks like he's turning into an ETH bro as well. But he's just reminding us that supply on exchanges has hit an 8-year low, just as institutional demand is poised to surge with the ETH ETF launch. Okay, so he's submitted a nice little chart, and he's saying with double exclamation. I mean, this is ETH bro to the max. And he says, don't sleep on Ethereum. So we are not going to sleep on Ethereum. And just looking at Look On Chain, they said after consensus posted that the SEC had closed its investigation, a whale bought another 5,600 ETH, $20 million worth. He's withdrawn it and an average price from Binance. So he's taken it off the exchange. So that means there's less likelihood that he's going to be selling that ETH. So things are looking definitely a little bit more bullish. And Adriano's got a nice little summary for the ETH pool. So if you want to see what is happening here with ETH, just follow Adriano. But he says ETH spot ETF's about to launch. Tick. ETH is officially a commodity. Tick. ETH is finally scaling layer 2s. Tick. Coinbase is championing ETH. It's a long tweet, but you get it. You get the drill here, and you get why we are interested in ETH once again. So here we are, ETH versus BTC. And this was a major level that I've been watching on the weekly for ages now. And here we go. So we've got our 200-day MA support. We've got our 50-day MA support. We've got our 100-day MA support. And we've got major weekly levels in this region. This is a huge thing for the current ETH BTC situation. And it's really shown in the last couple of weeks that it's held it. There is strength here in spite of this dumping. And things are looking good for ETH for me. So as long as we're holding 0.052 anywhere in this region, I am happy with ETH. And I'm looking for ETH longs as long as we are in this zone. So yeah, this brings us to the ETH 8-hour chart. And we did touch on this one slightly yesterday. And so far, so good. Was this a double bottom on ETH on this news now with Gary Gensler pulling out of the current situation? Do we have a double bottom play on ETH? Is this a similar looking chart to this double bottom play they gave us on BTC when they filed those S1s? Look at this. We did get a double bottom. This was over 2 days, but look at that. These 2 dailies here gave us a little double bottom there. And is this playing out now for ETH? So what am I doing now? I'm sitting in an ETH position and, looking for much bigger things, obviously. And my key support that I'm going to watch today is any pullbacks onto the 618. Has to be a bullish pullback for me. So 3,400, I'm watching this region very closely. And then remembering we have backup here on the 50-day moving average, 3,420, and we've got the 100-day MA, 3,400. So that is a huge area now for me that I'm using as potential support to use with my trading that I'm looking at now on ETH. So that is a big level. And then a little bit lower down, we do have this backup level. It's got to be 3,350. Let's keep our eyes on that one, but we don't want to see lower than that. If we go lower than that, then we are most likely headed straight to the 618. But what I would suggest is if we do come and ping that 618, that certainly for me has to be that bottom of the move. That was the sell your hamster level we were speaking about 2 or 3 months ago. Some of you in the chat thought we were never going to see this level again. And here it is. So 3,250, that's the 618. If they're really going to wick us down here, that has got to be for me a potential bottom of the move, considering all these factors that we are looking at now, considering these RSIs, considering how these things have been oversold, and considering the average size correction as to what is going on here. For me, that 3,250 must be the bottom of the move. If not, well, I mean, we'll discuss that another day. But right now, I don't want to see much lower than that. Ray, I don't know what your sentiments are at the moment, but for me, 3,250, it's got to be the number. It's got to be the absolute number, surely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a lower wick.
We know these altcoins, guys. We know these altcoins love that 618, and just when you think you're out of the woods, they come for that 618. So keep that in your armory. Just keep that 618 on your charts, and you never know, just in case they want to come and send it down there. And now Crypto Cloud says, did I hear hamster combat? I'm not sure what hamster combat is there. Michael says, hit the like button. I agree. And Aaron says, hello, Banter fam. 𝗬𝗢𝗕𝗓𝗓's here in the chats. Where are my other people? And congrats yesterday to our 3 winners. So I believe you guys, the 3 winners that got into Sniper Club, I believe you've all been contacted and you guys are sorting your stuff out. So well done to you guys. We will do another giveaway as well next week or the week after. And then I'm also looking at a couple of other giveaways that we can work on for you guys and have a little bit of fun here at the same time. So well done to those winners and welcome to the Sniper Club. Looking forward to having you guys there. And what else is happening here? Kush Leverage says, we've been getting chopped up for weeks. I agree. Things have been absolutely messy. And let's see. Joshua says, Run is in his 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗕 era. Okay, guys, let's get into some of these charts and some ETH plays. So the first one for me is ENS, and Don Crypto Trade just giving us a little bit of a reminder as to where we are with ENS. And he says it really wants to break the weekly resistance. 2.5 years range in the making. Look, after 2.5 years of ranging, we know you can get a substantial breakout on some of these things. So here's ENS. And if you guys have been watching the show for a while, you would have seen I've been tracking this from time to time. And Sniper Club ENS has its own chart section at the moment in Sniper Club that I update regularly for you guys. And current levels for me, I mean, this thing is looking super bullish now. And it's really reflected in the current ETH strength. So big level now. 24 for me, ENS. This is a huge level. And if this breakout is going to play out like Don Crypto Trade is showing you on the weekly, all you need for your support level to watch 24.2 and your next level 22.4. These are massive areas here for ENS. So I would expect if these levels hold here on any more bearishness from BTC and the market, then we're going to get some kind of turbo move here. So look out for that. And you know, some guys might argue that we do have a little bit of a setup brewing here on ENS. So let's see. That's looking relatively bullish. So all you need to do for now is watch your supports. 24.3, watch a little bit lower. What was it? 22.4. Watch that area. These are big levels here for you guys. ENS traders, I think that's going to be your potential move. Now, the next banger for me is 𝗧𝗧𝗕. You saw on Banter Bubbles, and we've been watching that one closely. And 𝗧𝗧𝗕 has shown a lot of volatility, but again, it's been very aggressive in the last couple of days. It's been a lot of up down, but the moves have been pretty big. And I'd like to think 𝗧𝗧𝗕 is a massive player once ETH starts turning super bullish. And you can see 𝗧𝗧𝗕 is almost front running the current ETH situation. So you can see 𝗧𝗧𝗕, we've already broken this trend. If we look at ETH, at the current moment, you can see ETH hasn't broken this downtrend just yet. So 𝗧𝗧𝗕 is here being an absolute front runner. Is this thing going to hold? So right now I'm sitting in a 𝗧𝗧𝗕 position. I'm going to show you that in a moment. But what am I looking for here for 𝗧𝗧𝗕? What do I want to see hold? Well, it's a very simple play for me. I'd love to just see a little pullback onto this 382. That's my dream scenario here. A little move onto 2.15, anywhere in that region. If they really have to force us lower, I don't really want to go there because my entry is somewhere in this region. But we can see we've got support here at 2.05 down to 2. That's got to be your next potential bullish zone here for 𝗧𝗧𝗕. So I'm watching these two very closely. But for me, I'm planning a big move here on 𝗧𝗧𝗕. Here is my current trade here. It's sitting in Bybit at the moment. And you can see I've started my position and I'm banking on a pullback into one of these zones here for potential add and looking for bigger things. So nice little start here. We've got the trend break. Now, are the bulls going to step in here on any pullbacks? That's the question you got to ask. If your bias is bullish, well, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for bullish pullbacks onto these zones. And it's as simple as this. If the bears are still going to come out and they're going to end us, we're not going to get those bounces on those areas. So it just depends on your bias and how you're looking at the market. But for me, I've held this 𝗧𝗧𝗕 trade open now. I'm looking for bigger things. So I'm looking to add here 2.15 to 2.16. I want to add to that position. If we get this push down to 2.05, down to 2, that is roughly where my entry is. It's not going to be great, but it's a nice little retracement area. And it is a little 618 pool that we can play with. So we will be watching that one very closely, looking for that on 𝗧𝗧𝗕. And then Pendle. This is another banger here for you guys. So Pendle, it's a nice combination of DeFi and RWA. So this is another one. So Pendle TVL has been up only even during this market dip. Okay, we know about that. 1/3 of the supply is locked, making its current market cap 500 million. And ZK Turing says, undervalued. And well, let's just take a look at it and see what is going on. Look at this little setup here. We've broken a nice little trend on the 12-hour, and the most important thing for me is that we've broken through the 50-day MA once again. Look at this. It was resistance before, rejection year before, rejection. They gave us that fake out. Now we've broken it again and we've printed a new high. Is this a sign for us that Pendle is now going to hold this bullish pullback here? So 5.4 for me, Pendle traders, massive level here, 5.4. I'm watching that area to hold. I've got the 50-day MA, 382 and horizontals here for you. And then a little bit lower down, I'm really loving this 5.17. This is the 100-day moving average tied in with a 618 as well. So both of these are areas here that you can look for trades. Both of these are areas you can look to build potential positions here. And this is entirely based on some ETH strength and these things really pushing on from here. So big levels for me for Pendle. And where can this go? Well, we're not going to get too bullish here at the moment. We just want to look at some standard areas here. But, you know, the most obvious one for me has to be a tackle of this high on the 12-hour. And we're looking at around about 7.2 to 7.3, anywhere in that region. That could be a nice little target for us here. So step number one, let's just hold the bullish bounce here, 5.4. Let's hold that region. Option 2, let's hold 5.12. Both of these, you can build your position on these areas if you are bullish. Alternatively, you can look for potential leverage plays off these areas individually. And spot buy as well, it's quite a simple play for the spot buyers. All you need to do is mark out your absolute lows after the dump, and you can see these two wicks here at the bottom, and that is all you have to worry about as a spot buyer. So 4.67, that is going to be your main support that you're going to be watching as a spot buyer. So slightly different game. If you're trading high leverage, you obviously want to be greedy with your entries. If you're a spot buyer, you can see your invalidation level. You can see where you can jump out. It's quite a simple play here for all the spot guys. Okay, let's go to our next one. What have we got? PIPI. Now, this is one of my favorites. And I've said to you guys before, what do you want to do when the market's going to bounce? What do you want to do when it's going to recover? You want to jump on some strong tokens that we know move. And traditionally, or over the last couple of weeks or last couple of months, it's been things like ONDO. We've seen AR really doing well on recoveries, not so much lately, unfortunately. And then PIPI has been an absolute banger every time, yeah, especially on the ETH side of things. So PIPI has been leading the way. Spuro says PIPI is leading again since the most recent BTC low. This is no longer a revelation. The winner has to be chosen. And what he's just showing here is this pumped 11% versus WIF 9%, ONDO 9%, Optimism 9%, and some of the other memes. But it's notable that these memes are sitting high up on the list of recovery plays. So if you're not trading memes, you know, you got to get into the game. These things are going to pay you money, especially when these things start bouncing. So you really need to look at these meme plays. And here is PIPI right now. So what am I looking for on PIPI? Currently in a spot position on PIPI, but what is my plan? I've got a deeper and darker level here. Now, I'm not sure if we are going to get there. I've set some limit orders down here in this region, but for me, the perfect plan for PIPI is another dip down into this region, but that is unfortunately going to mean BTC is in deep and darker places. So that is my worst case plan for a long here. So multiple zeros 9 and multiple zeros 8. That is where I've set some limit orders on PIPI. If we do get some kind of late flush or one more move down, what do we do if the market starts pushing higher from here? What do we do if that was the absolute bottom? Well, it's a very simple play now. You can see your main support that you're going to be watching, multiple zeros 971. You got to watch that area, and let's just dial in for our secondary support. We're going to be looking for some 618s. We're going to be looking for some 382s and things like that. So let's just see where that is. We're going to just bang out. Here we go. So here we go. Our secondary support levels now for PIPI that we're going to be watching. Number 1, 11, zeros 11. Next one, zeros 106. Zeros 106. So these are your secondary support levels for PIPI that you want to see holding. So if you are currently in a position, you can see what's going on here. You've got your support 11, and a little bit lower down, you got your bullish 618, 105 as your secondary supports that you're going to be watching. And how do we turn super bullish? Well, number one, that is a bullish buyback, a bullish pullback zone that you can be looking at for potential scalps. But you can see what's going on here with PIPI. We ran into a major resistance area. So it's going to take a big push from ETH, and that should then start driving a bit of PIPI here for us. But what can I see? Resistance zone all over the place. Look at this here. Anything up to 1154. This is a big resistance zone. We've got two trends in the way, 1, 2. We've got the 50-day MA and we've got the horizontals up here. So we understand this is a major resistance zone for us. But what does that tell us? It tells us when we start reclaiming these areas, this is going to be major support. So what I would suggest here, be a little bit patient. Once we start blowing through these type of levels, then things can turn very bullish here for us very quickly. So you want a strong push through these trends, little retest here, and then we can go. So right now we are at resistance, so play it safe, play it carefully. But when we start blowing major resistance, we can turn around and then look at that and say, okay, this is now major support. If I'm feeling bullish, we've blown major resistance, I'm going to buy on this pullback onto now major support, and that's got to be the strategy there. So for me, higher conviction play, lower down on that wick to the 618. If that doesn't happen, let's see if we get this big push higher. But PIPI, you've got to get this one in your armory. This one is going to be an absolute runner on ETH strength, the same as Lido, the same as ENS, and some of these other ETH players. So you've got to get this one on your radar. And then don't forget ONDO. And honorary mention, because we have discussed ONDO a couple of times this week, and I see Joel Crypto is now talking about it as well. And Joel says, one of my favorite altcoins at the moment, just retested the previous all-time highs and the 100-day EMA. Okay, so looking good here for ONDO from Joel's perspective. And from my perspective, on the last couple of days, I've been highlighting this area as a major zone of interest for us. And you can see they really did deliver. And our absolute lows now from that dump yesterday is our key support. So that is 1 on the button, is our key support level. And then we do have secondary support now. That has got to be this horizontal and this 382. So the major support that I'm looking at personally for me, 1.06. Okay, I'm watching this yellow box here, this yellow circle, 1.06. That's my major support. And I took that ONDO trade off that little area. So a nice little juicy area here. And, like I've explained before, we got to wait for these reaction zones. Sometimes it's absolute pain. You wait, and it feels like it's never going to hit your area. But when it does, it really is properly rewarding you. And, sometimes you'll get a situation where you start front running these areas and then you get hurt along the way down. And ultimately it does bounce in these areas. So here's my ONDO trade. Waited patiently for that one and grab this now on WEEX. And guys, you haven't seen WEEX here in a while. And I just want to remind you again, while I'm trading on WEEX, every trade that I take here, I'm farming my WEEX tokens. We're going to get a WEEX airdrop just for trading on the platform. So I just want to remind you again, Mexi's got their own token. Look what that thing has done from when it launched to where it is today. Look at the BNB token. Look what that thing has done from when that thing launched at mere cents. It's now trading at what, $500 odd for BNB at the moment. So, WEEX, they got a token and you are trading anyway. Okay, so benefit from the farming here. And while you're trading, you are earning an airdrop and WEEX airdrop points here for their token. And another thing, remember, there's no KYC here. All you need to do is register with an email address and then you are in. So grab the link in the description. Here is the link. And you can see my entire menu is here under the show. And there's WEEX. You can see what's going on. Trade your way up this week. And they've got a 20% sign-up bonus for you as well. So we've got some great partnerships with some great exchanges here. They really want to look after you guys. And, as long as you're trading on WEEX, you're earning your airdrop points. There's no KYC. And get stuck in. So you can take some of these trades with me. And, good luck out there on WEEX. And another setup that I've got for you guys is TON. Okay, another interesting one. So I've been waiting for a couple of days for this TON network to drift into its first reaction zone. So we've waited patiently, and we finally hit our 50-day MA. We finally hit the 382 fib, and we've hit the rising trend tied in with horizontal. So there's a couple of levels. Mila, sorry. Just for you. What was I thinking? So TON, I'm enjoying TON here at the 50-day MA and the horizontals here. So things are looking good. So I've taken a TON position as well, looking for a nice little bounce in this region. And then the invalidation is pretty simple here on TON if we start losing this rising trend. So let's just confirm these levels here for you guys right now. This area for TON, anything down to 6.67. Okay, so anything down to 6.67 looks like a nice, decent support area here for us on TON. If we start losing this region, we're most likely looking at that 618 bounce. That 618 bounce is tied in with the 100-day moving average, and it's tied in with some horizontals. So that level is 6 on the button. 5.99 or 6 is your next big area for TON. So I've grabbed a TON scalp here, looking for a move here on this area. If we lose that area, your next level It's got to be 6. That is the play. And the same way we saw ONDO move into the 50-day moving average and the 382 and the horizontals, we now have TON with a similar feel to it. Okay, we've got a 382, we've got the 50-day MA, and we've got the horizontals at play here. And, maybe this is just a small little move on TON. Maybe it's a little head and shoulders that is coming. But if we do get some kind of bounce here, we could expect something along these lines potentially. But that is a story for another day. And, that could potentially give you some kind of bearish setup potentially on TON. So let's see how that plays out for me. Right now, I've grabbed a position here and looking for a little bit of action in the zone. Who else we got? CryptoNate says WEEX or WEEX. I think it's actually WEEX. I keep saying WEEX. I just read it as WEEX, but I think it's We Exchange. Basically, I think that is the idea. Seeker the truth. Looking for fetch, guys. Let's do fetch for you after we do Sol. Okay, so Sol is Sol on the daily, and still holding a nice little area. So Sol for me, big support here, 131. We got to watch that. But the reality of the matter, if we look at the chart on Sol right now, 120 looks like it's not out of the question. So we need to consider this 120 level. Anything down to even 118 for us on Solana could make sense here for potential bounce. So ideally, let's hold that 200-day MA, perfect world. But if they want to send that one lower, make sure you're ready. 116, 118, 120. Make sure you are ready in that zone, because that could be a nice little banger Solana long zone for you guys. And then just a little update. Yesterday, I gave you this Sol setup. And the reason I like this one so much, we had our 618, we had the 200-day MA, and for me, that was a nice big entry zone there for a scalper there on Sol. So I jumped into that one. Let's see how this one is now going to play out. Ideally, we want to hold this level. We want to hold the 200-day MA and send that thing higher. If not, we are round tripping once again. And remember, you are watching 120 to 118. For me, that's a big zone that I'm going to be watching. Hey, I got you while I was streaming. Been wanting to say thanks, Dylan, for the daily hoping him. Hey, well done. Absolute pleasure for you guys. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help you guys and sort your lives out here for you, or especially your trading lives. And Abul wants some whiff, as it appears. Okay, so fetch and whiff, and we've got some time, guys. So luckily, we do have some time. Let me just jump into a couple of other things here that I need to cover for you guys. The next one is, those of you probably watched some of this news. This DJT token has turned into a bit of a story with what's going on. But Stephen Steele is giving you a bit of a summary. I'm sure you guys have seen in the news. But what was this chap's name? Martin Shkreli. And he admitted that DJT was his project. There was a whole scam going on. If you guys haven't been watching what was happening, he's basically launched a meme token and said it was, linked to Baron Trump and all these types of things. And then it's turned out somebody's been dumping these tokens as well. And he's now been caught out and he's now been found out. And here's Trump basically calling this guy absolute. I'm not going to switch screens here for you guys to get the sound going. But Stephen Steele, he's explaining this whole thing pretty nicely for you guys. And there's a negative impact on Trump as on his normal stocks as well. So you can understand he's a little bit pissed off as to what is going on. And then 𝗧𝗥𝗡𝗏 did some investigation. And it was quite simple. He said earlier today, Arkham announced $150,000 bounty for the identity of the DJT creators. So remember, using Arkham or whatever the story is, you can now basically pay people to go and do some investigative work and all these things. And, he's within a few minutes, this Martin Shkreli guy panic DM'd 𝗧𝗥𝗡𝗏 and confessed to the whole situation. So there's a whole explanation here with what is going on here on 𝗧𝗥𝗡𝗏. You can read the story, but basically this guy dumped something like $800,000 worth of tokens as well. And I pulled out the chart. And believe it or not, this thing is still sitting at a $90 million token, a $1 million market cap. So look, would I trade this? No, I think it's a little bit dirty now. But let's see how it transpires, because a lot of these things, after getting rugged and all these stories, they get some kind of weird following later. And maybe there could be a trade on this thing in a few months' time. So let this thing go to zero. Let it do whatever it needs to do. But it's definitely something that you want to be keeping your eyes on. Normally, when there's drama around these things, sometimes they get some kind of following, and it's something we're definitely going to watch. So what I wanted to update you guys on is a couple of my Starbot trades. So for those of you that don't know what Starbot is, well, Starbot have invented a way to now trade super easily with these meme coins on ETH, and they use Telegram for this exact purpose. So I've been trading a couple of things on Starbot at the moment. I want to just show you my current Starbot situation, and hopefully I'm not going to get rugged again this time. The first time I showed you guys Starbot, one of you guys drained my wallet. So let me just make sure. I'm just checking my screen. I just want to make absolutely sure there's no special things here on my screen. But the first time I showed you guys this, I don't know, those of you that are watching, but somebody was really fast and they saw my seed phrase and they came and they drained this thing within 3 minutes of me showing you. Everything was gone out of it. But this is what I'm accumulating now on Starbot. So I'm building it's my little shitcoin portfolio that I'm building. It's ETH tokens and using Starbot. For those of you Solana meme traders, for those of you that are familiar with trading on Telegram bots, well, it's basically the same as BonkBot. And you basically just send ETH to the wallet, and you can buy and sell with relative ease, and it's pretty quick as well. I think a transaction takes about 10 seconds, and these things are getting done. So here's my current portfolio. I've got PIPI, which is the son of PIPI. I've got Nemo. This was an interesting one. Nemo looked like a nice play. Matrix was a Tate narrative play. 𝗲𝗢𝗕 looks like an interesting one as well that I bought some. GME, waiting for some action on GME. That thing should come back. DTI, obviously one of my favorites, and that we've got. And then Bird Dog, that was a token that one of the guys told me to buy when we were watching that GME stream. So that is my current Starbot situation. Very easy to work. You just send your ETH, and quite a simple little game. So, I'm constantly now looking for potential ETH memes and ETH plays, because we now have a potential ETH narrative booming soon. And if ETH is going to start moving, then we know these ETH memes are going to start pumping again, and we might be reviving things like 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗕. We might be reviving 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗕 and a lot of those. But one of my favorites here is DTI, and right now sitting on a good little level. This is Donald Trump in you. And remember, when these political memes go quiet, these give you opportunities to buy these things, because when the politics are coming back and we're running for president and there's all these news things going on, these things are going to be pumping. So DTI is looking okay here. Level number one that I'm watching, 0014. Okay, so watching that area closely. And next level is multiple zeros, 85. So these are my two buy zones for DTI. These are my two hot zones that I'm watching. Remember, we got this one at a super low market cap, and we could get this one a lot higher. So we're going to watch this one closely. It's my big election play here on the current US situation. And then here's PIPI as well. A little update. This thing has dumped now quite a bit, but I quite like the play. It's PIPI's son, and you can see I'm holding it in my Starbot wallet, and I'm looking for bigger things on this one. So let's see, let it settle a little bit here. But remember, for me, the secret is you buying these things when they're red. You don't want to buy the pumps, because then you end up buying the tops of these moves. So I'm watching PIPI. There could be a nice level coming down a little bit lower. It's got to be around about this 40 region that you're going to be watching here on PIPI, but could be a nice little area to start looking to add. You can see a little support level brewing there on the daily. So PIPI is one that I'm watching closely. I think we could get a run on this guy, being the old son of PIPI. So we're watching that guy. Okay, and then let's take a look at Fetch quickly. And Ray, what was the other one we said we were going to look at there? Ray, what was the other one?
Man.
Okay, well, keep looking there in the chat. Maybe it will come up. Okay, so here's the story with Fetch. So we know Fetch, Ocean, AGIX, they are merging into a token. I think the token was called AIS, if I'm not mistaken, or ASI, one of those, something along those lines. And Fetch, when I last started to trade Fetch on perps, I couldn't trade it because they were merging. But then we subsequently heard that they were delaying the merge a little bit on Fetch, and maybe something has happened here. So I'm not sure if these are spot buyers now pushing this thing up at the moment, but Fetch is looking good. It's been a big move, and this might be, not just related to NVIDIA. It might be related to this current merger that is going to be happening, but a nice little 24% move on Fetch, and no surprises here. And this is why I say to you guys, I'm always watching these very big fib pools, because we know these altcoins love to hit the major fibs, and that is why I sounded the warning bells with ETH a little bit earlier, saying let's look out for the 618. Okay, we know that some of them love to come back and test the 618. Not that we want to go there. I mean, that's going to hurt. It's going to be a deep burn here for me. But I'm going to be watching this one very closely. So Fetch, big support here, 1.14. That is what you're going to watch now. That is your 786 fib support. If this thing's going to stay bullish, you know, any type of pullbacks you're looking at that to hold, maybe a double bottom situation here. But this merger is happening. It's coming around the corner, and that's going to be converted into one single business or one single token. And then we're going to see how those guys are going to play out. Let's see what else was out. There was one more token. Ray, did you get that? Did you get the token? Did you get it? It's ASI. That was the name of the merger. So Fetch and Ocean and AGIX going to ASI. Come on, guys, give me the token. Give me the token. What is it? What is it? What is it? I'm going through the chats here. It wasn't Rune. It wasn't Render. What else we got? What else we got? GFOL. Ray, you're killing me here, bro. What was it? What was it? What was it? I said it.
I can't remember. I know. I know.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's go random token. Okay, let's go Rune. Let's do an update on Rune. Let's see. Let's go Rune. Okay, so Rune hasn't been a strong bounce, unfortunately. So we didn't get the bounce we wanted out of Rune. And, you know, Rune often runs when Bitcoin is super bullish. And the Bitcoin bounce hasn't been super bullish. We've seen stronger, you know, ETH bounces and more relative strength there on ETH. And this is the current plan for me on Rune. And if you are trading it at the moment, a very simple play. Okay, so you've got your head and shoulders. We know that. Okay, so we understand that's a bearish looking pattern and we might be going lower. So downside targets for Rune, just to recap, we looked at this yesterday. It's got to be this 3 region of interest for me. But how do we get there? So number one, you could see that there's possibly a push going to happen here on Rune. I just want to dial into the 3-day. And if we do get a move higher, we are looking at some kind of rejection on this previous support. So you can see this little arrow that I put in here. If we do get a push up, you're going to look, you know, if you're sitting in Rune, if we do get a push up here, this has to be your TP zone. This has to be an area where you're taking something off your trade, you're raising your stop, you're doing these type of things at about 4.5. You've got to watch that zone there because that's a potential big rejection zone. And if we do get a big rejection there, that is going to open this 3 level for us for Rune. And that could be potentially the bottom of a major move. And if we're hitting 3 on Rune, I would suggest that we are possibly seeing that 618 fib on ETH at 3,200 odd. We're potentially hitting that. Maybe we're going even darker on those levels. And with BTC, we could be seeing BTC at even 60K, maybe a little bit lower if we're seeing Rune at 3. So just be prepared for all scenarios. And Sniper Club members, all these charts, remember, they're in Sniper Club. In my section, there's 20 to 30 charts that I update for you guys daily. So jump in there if you want to see the updates. There's a lot of weekly charts that I've been putting in there for you guys, because remember, when the market's falling over like this, we want to zoom out. We want to get a clean perspective as to what is going on. So that is why I've dumped a lot of weeklies in there. So Sniper Club members, get in there. If you don't know what Sniper Club is, there's a link in the description. Join it. You have access to my charts every single day. I update them for you, and you have access to live trading. Me and Sheldon did a live trading session earlier today at lunchtime, and we went long on XRP. We went long on TON, and yes, dare I say it, XRP. And we were having a laugh about it. And Ray, I'm sorry, bro. I went long XRP. Kill me, bro. Kill me. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. There might be some news on XRP and things like that coming out. But guys, okay, you got your areas. Look, bullish bounces. If that was the bottom of the move, we know we're looking for 618s. Maybe worst case, we're looking for double bottoms on some of these altcoins. You know the drill now. Okay, we've had Lido front running. We've had ENS looking good. Things are looking okay for ETH. If they start holding these levels, then we can start leaning towards being a little bit more bullish here. So let's wait and see how things go. Remember, US market is closed today, so maybe mixed bag of things. But tomorrow we're going to get a clear picture as to what the market wants to do and where they're going to send crypto. Later.